Sally Field is a person who does not have to prove anything to anyone. She has won 2 Academy Awards, has been acting for a very long time. People love her, think she is one of the best actresses in Hollywood. So she does not have to worry about what people think of her. There is another side of Sally Field that people do not usually see. This is the side of her that remembers all the things people have done to her. She remembers when people were mean to her and when they did things that were not okay. Sally Field remembers every time someone hurt her feelings or did something to her. Now she is talking about the people she did not get along with in the movie business. She is talking about 6 actors that she really did not like. These were not fights that went away quickly. The movie business is a place, and she had some big problems with these people. Some of these problems happened on the set of the movie, and some happened when nobody was watching. These problems changed what she did for a living. She still thinks about them even though the movies are done. If you think you know what the movie business is, like, you might be surprised by what she has to say about these actors and what happened with them. Number 1. Burt Reynolds. The movie star Burt Reynolds, who was so charming. People loved Burt Reynolds. He had a big romance with Sally Field. Everyone was talking about Burt Reynolds and Sally Field. They were like the couple back in the late 1970s. When Burt Reynolds and Sally Field were in movies together, they were really good. They were funny and charming. People loved watching Burt Reynolds and Sally Field. The movie Smokey and the Bandit was really popular because Burt Reynolds and Sally Field seemed like they really liked each other. When they were not acting, things were not so great. Sally said that Burt was a controlling person. He liked to be in charge. Did not like it when someone tried to take attention away from him, including Sally. She had to deal with him always making fun of her and saying mean things about how she looked. He also made her feel stupid and slowly made her feel bad about herself as an actress. When they did interviews, Burt would say things about Sally, but they did not really sound nice. At home, Burt was not warm and friendly like he was in public. Instead, he would often be quiet, say mean things to Sally without directly saying them. Burt's behavior was very hurtful to Sally. Sally felt like Burt was always trying to make her feel bad about herself. Sally wrote a book called In Pieces. In this book, Sally talks about what her life was like. She says that Burt would often stop her from talking and not let her say what she wanted to say. He would also make decisions for her both at work and at home. Burt wanted Sally to be with him all the time, smiling and not saying much. He wanted her to be like a prize that he had won, not like a person who was his equal. Sally felt like something that belonged to him, something to show off, not someone who was important and deserves respect. The way Burt treated her emotionally made things even worse for Sally. Sally felt this way because of the way Burt treated her. It is all written in her book In Pieces about her life with Burt. Sometimes he was really nice and sweet. Number 2. Tommy Lee Jones. When Sally got to the set of Backroads, she felt happy and excited. The story they were going to tell was not like stories. It was going to be real and have a lot of meaning. Sally wanted to work with the other actors and make something special. Instead of talking to her Tommy Lee Jones was quiet. That quietness from Tommy Lee Jones made Sally feel bad. From the first day, Sally felt like Tommy Lee Jones did not care about what she had to say, not just about the work, but also as a person. Sally had a time with Tommy Lee Jones. The man did not make any conversation during rehearsals. He did not try to be friends with the actors. He just showed up, did what he had to do. He said his lines. Then he left. He was not nice to the actors. He did not make them feel like they were working together as a team. This was very hard for the actress because she needed to feel safe to do her job. She had to be open and honest when she was acting. The man she was acting with was not like that. He was very quiet, did not seem to care about the people around him. The actress felt like she was acting with someone who did not feel anything. This made her feel very uncomfortable. The man's behavior was making it hard for her to do her job. She was playing a character with this man. She felt like he was not really there with her. Number 3. Robert Blake. Sally Field worked with Robert Blake on the movie Say Goodbye, Maggie Cole. Robert Blake was the actor on the set. She thought Robert Blake was really good at stealing the scene. When Sally Field was filming Say Goodbye, Maggie Cole, she met Robert Blake, who was one of the people she worked with. Robert Blake was an actor who liked to get into his characters. He would often change his mood suddenly. This made it hard for Sally Field to know what to expect from Robert Blake. From the start, Sally Field had a time on the set. Robert Blake would change what he was saying without telling anyone. He would stop following the script in the middle of a scene. Robert Blake would also do things that were not planned, which would mess up the scene. What he thought was freedom just seemed like a big mess to Sally. She felt he was making her look bad in front of the camera and when they were not filming. The way he acted was a problem for everyone on the set, not Sally. The people who worked with him said he would often get really angry and yell at people, and his mood would change suddenly. One day, he would be calm, pay attention to what he was doing, and the next day, he would be yelling at the person in charge of the lights, or he would just leave the set because someone disagreed with him. Sally was already feeling overwhelmed with her job. She had to act as a mediator just to keep everything going on the production. This was not something she wanted to do. In the end, it did not work out anyway. Number 4. Shirley MacLaine. Sally Field did not like Shirley MacLaine. She thought of Shirley MacLaine as a rival. People thought Sally Field and Shirley MacLaine were great in Steel Magnolias. They were two actresses in a movie about love and being strong when things are tough. When the cameras were not rolling, Sally Field and Shirley MacLaine did not get along. From the beginning of the movie, there was tension between them. Sally Field wanted to do a job playing MLYNN. She wanted to show how sad MLYNN was when she lost her daughter. Sally Field tried to be honest and real in her acting. She wanted people to feel what MLYNN was feeling. Sally Field and Shirley MacLaine were very different when it came to acting. Shirley was really different. She made the set feel like a war zone. The other people who worked on the movie would talk about how she made every scene about her. She would often talk about the Oscars she won. Ignore what the director said. She would also stop filming to make sure she was the center of attention even when the scene was not about her. Sally tried to be nice and do her job. She made sure to be where she was supposed to be and smile even when it was hard. When she was alone, she was really tired of it all. Shirley and her behavior were taking a toll on Sally. The way Shirley acted on the set was really getting to Sally. Number 5. James Woods, whom she said was a manipulator. She thought they would have a time working together on Kiss Me Goodbye. This movie was supposed to be funny and romantic. It was a comedy with an idea that would make people smile. From the start, Sally felt like something was not right. That feeling was all about James Woods. He is famous for being very good at acting and being serious. When he acted, he made the fun parts feel like a fight. He did not just say his lines, he picked them apart. He also questioned the director, changed his lines a lot without telling anyone. James Woods made the experience of working on Kiss Me Goodbye very difficult for Sally. Rehearsals turned into fights of places where people could be creative. Sally, who was always good at working with others and being honest about her feelings, felt like she was in way over her head. Nobody was listening to her. She said that Woods was really smart and could talk in a way that was hard to understand, and that he used words and sharp comments to win arguments instead of to really talk to people. Number 6. Dustin Hoffman. People think of Dustin Hoffman as a big deal, a great actor who always does a good job and wins awards. To Sally Field, Dustin Hoffman was a big letdown. They never made a movie together. They almost worked together on a project in the early 1980s. They both auditioned for it. It never actually happened. What Sally Field thought would be a chance for her turned out to be one of the worst moments of her career. Sally Field was really looking forward to it. It did not go well for her. Dustin Hoffman and Sally Field, they just did not get to work like they could have. The chemistry read was where Hoffman took over. He was joking with the producers, saying the script was not good before Sally even started reading. When she began, he kept stopping her. He did not do this to help her, rather to tell her what she was doing wrong. He told her how to say the lines and questioned the choices she made for the character. He even said she was not understanding the character right. He did this in front of everyone. Sally felt really bad about herself, like she was not good enough. She said it felt like she was trying out for a part. Hoffman had already made up his mind that she was not good enough for it. The chemistry read was an experience for Sally because of how Hoffman acted. She is a good actress who has won awards for her work on television and in movies and plays. When this thing happened, she felt like a kid in school who was really nervous. It got even worse when she found out that this guy Hoffman had told someone that he did on purpose. He said they did not work well together, and that is why it did not go well. Sally thought this was very mean and not okay. For a while after that, she wondered if she was not good enough. Then she started to see things more clearly, and it made more sense to her. Sally felt bad about what Hoffman did to her. It took her some time to feel better about herself and her acting. The issue had never been her talent or performance. It was Hoffman's need to control the room and assert his intellectual dominance, even if it meant silencing another voice. She later described the incident as one of the most degrading professional experiences she had ever endured, one that changed her permanently. From that moment on, Sally Field made a firm decision to avoid working with men who mistook arrogance for genius, and she honored that vow. Sally Field is talking about what she learned. Each person she is talking about taught her something from what happened to her. This shows that being good at something does not mean you can be mean to people. Being really smart does not mean you can boss people around. Sally Field had to deal with people who were powerful, full of themselves, and people who would not speak up in the movie business, where these things were often okay. By finally speaking openly, she reclaims her own narrative, not as a victim, but as a woman who endured, learned, and refused to be diminished. Her career was not shaped only by the roles she played, but by the boundaries she eventually drew. And in telling these stories now, Sally Field makes one thing unmistakably clear. Respect matters as much as talent, and no amount of fame is worth the cost of losing yourself.